Hot, dry and windy conditions to drive extreme fire dangers through parts of South Australia and Victoria in the coming days. And we can see that here today with high fire dangers through much of the country, but our focus really is Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So on Christmas Day, we're expecting extreme fire dangers through southern parts of South Australia, including the Mount Lofty ranges. But Thursday is our most concern as these hot, dry, windy conditions move into southeastern parts of the country, leading to extreme fire dangers through parts of eastern South Australia, western and central Victoria, including around the Melbourne metropolitan area and eastern parts of Victoria as well. These highlighted orange areas mean that if you live in this area or know someone that does, that conditions will be right for fires to become uncontrollable and uncontainable, particularly with fires already ongoing around the Grampians and central parts of Victoria. So if you live in or near these fire zones or any of these highlighted areas, make sure you stay up to date with the latest forecast and warnings and listen to any advice from emergency services. Then a cooler change will sweep through on Thursday night, and that'll focus the dangerous fire conditions up into northern and eastern parts of New South Wales. So what's driving that? Well, it's two things. Firstly, the temperatures. We're going to see that heat building across northern and western Australia today, but it really is Christmas Day. We'll see the heat building across central and southeastern parts of the country, with temperatures in the high 30s to low 40s, and even hotter as we move into Boxing Day ahead of that cold front, with temperatures in the high 40s through parts of Queensland and low to mid 40s extending all the way down into western New South Wales and even into northern parts of Victoria. Even around the Melbourne area could get into the high 30s and possibly 40 for some of those suburbs, and that's all ahead of that cool change. And you can see those big drops as we move into Friday with the heat moving into northern and eastern parts of New South Wales and Queensland. But let's look at that cold front and the wind that's driving these high fire dangers. You can see Christmas Day, that change moving into southwestern parts of South Australia, but hot and windy conditions developing ahead of that. And those winds really ramp up as we get into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, with that cold front moving through Adelaide area sometime in the late morning on Boxing Day this Thursday, and then moving into western parts of the state as we move into the afternoon hours of Thursday, and then into the evening hours around the Melbourne area with a really strong and gusty change. And it's this change that can cause very dangerous fire conditions in and around any ongoing fires. But note, as we move into Friday, much cooler day in the southeast, but the heat does return to northern parts of New South Wales. So if you live in parts of southeastern Australia over the coming days, make sure you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and listen to any advice from emergency services, especially around those fire zones and if and when more fires do get going over the coming days.